guest. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tintin, and today we're going to be talking about the mindset of millionaire Stephen Bartlett and his book, Happy Sexy Millionaire, which is a sort of clickbaity title to attract the millennial generation and Gen Z. And he is an incredibly emotionally intelligent man and often attributes most of his success to his EQ, not his IQ. So in the book, we're going to go through the 5 main mindset shifts or mindset habits that he has, and we'll finish off with my favourite one, which is what Albert Einstein calls the 8th wonder of the world. Let's get into it. We all have to make decisions, whether it's a small one like what to watch on Netflix or a big one like what to do as a career. But historically, we avoid uncertainty because that fear of uncertainty is what kept us alive. The fear of potential animal threats or the potential threat of running out of food, that's what kept us alive. But now those things aren't as much of an issue. The mindset that we evolved to have is not very helpful in the modern world because actually we can't reach our full potential if we're constantly fearful and constantly taking the less scary decision. So we need to learn how to deal with uncertainty, and Stephen Bartlett talks about 51% decisions. He gets this idea from Barack Obama. So he meets Obama as part of his sort of successful businessman life, and he asks Obama, how do you deal with making the big decisions? Obama says, it's the first thing to realize is that, or to accept, is that you are not going to make the perfect decision every time. All you can hope to do is, with all the information you have available, get to 51%. Anything more than that, and you can make that decision and be confident that you made the right decision with all the information you had at the time, and you should never look back and think, I made the wrong decision. Or even if you did make the wrong decision, you should never look back and think, I did the wrong thing, because all you could do is absorb the information you had at the time and make that decision. This is important so you don't get paralyzed with the fear of not having 100% certainty. Life is not perfect. You're never going to have 100% certainty of any decision that you make because the future is not certain. So learning to accept this principle of uncertainty and that 51% is all you need to achieve when making a decision. This is a helpful graphic that Stephen puts in the book, which is just outlining the journey from uncertainty to certainty. It can be unpredictable, and so we need to learn how to deal with that. Stephen talks about how a lot is made of the courage it takes to start something, which is obviously something I've spoken about quite a lot recently, to starting a YouTube channel, but not a lot is spoken about the courage it takes to quit. Stephen attributes a lot of his success to the fact that he quit a lot of things. He left school at an early age, he dropped out of university, he quit various jobs, and he quit various businesses that he'd started because of this quitting framework that he uses. Whenever he is thinking about quitting, he goes through this simple set of questions. It's fairly unnuanced, but it's just a helpful way of sort of actually thinking about what you should be doing. So the first question is, are you thinking about quitting? Yes. Why are you thinking about quitting? There's 2 options. It's just hard, it sucks. So if it's just hard, is the challenge worth the potential reward? Yes. Don't quit. No. Quit. If we go to it sucks, do you believe you can make it not suck? Yes. Is the effort it would take to make it not suck worth it? Yes. Don't quit. No. Quit. Do you believe you could make it not suck? No. Quit. So it's obviously oversimplified, it's not a perfect framework and doesn't apply to every situation, but it just kind of gets you thinking about why you're quitting and what you could do to maybe either quit or not quit, and how you can kind of alleviate your thoughts about quitting, whether it's can you do something about it or should you just quit. And we've got this culture of not quitting and sticking something out being like a sign of success, and absolutely consistency is something that can get you to a place of success, but sometimes if you're thinking about quitting, quitting is the right thing to do, and you just take forward the thing that you enjoyed from the thing that you're quitting and leave behind all the things that you didn't enjoy from the thing that you're quitting. Stephen talks a lot about the circle of control, which is something I've been thinking a lot about as well recently. The circle of control is thinking about everything that's in the circle are things that are in your control, and everything that's outside the circle are things that are outside of your control. So if we look at this, the things that are inside your control might be your reactions to events, your expectations of events, how you look after your mental health, how you look after your body, the people you spend time with, what career you choose, your hobbies, what time you go to bed, what time you wake up. Things that are outside of your control, the weather, the news, other people's opinions of you, the YouTube algorithm, what other people say, other people, other people, other people. You cannot control other people. This is something I've been thinking a lot about recently because of YouTube, and I'm thinking about what are the things I control and what are the things I can't control. All the things I can control is like my mindset, my attitude, the quality of my videos, how often I upload videos, how much effort I put into it, how much time I put into it, how much money I put into it. Things that aren't within my control are the YouTube algorithm and what other people think of the videos. I can try and make them as good as I can, but ultimately someone else's opinion is within their control. So it's really, really helpful when you realise what you can control and what you can't control. You can just put all of your effort into the things you can control and you can take responsibility for, and you can just stop wasting time thinking about the things that you cannot control. Stephen attributes a lot of his success to something he calls skill stacking. So in this world, we need people who are very good at one particular skill, like researchers and coders, but to be successful, if you're not very specialised, you can do something called skill stacking, where you get good, you get in the top 10% for loads of different things. So Stephen thinks, for him, he made a social media marketing agency called Social Chain, which was worth 200 million, and he thinks the skills that got him there were personal branding, management of relationships, very technical knowledge of social media, being good at public speaking, and being good at sort of finances and actually running the business, things like that. So Stephen thinks if you're in the top 10% for 5 or 6 different skills, then you're more likely to be successful in that thing. For me in YouTube, it's really, really clear that I need to get good at several different things. I need to be really good at curating my ideas and other people's ideas into my content. I need to get good at being on camera, which, to be fair, I think I'm pretty good at. Then you need to get good at editing, which is another skill, and then you need to get good at like strategizing around YouTube. Like, what are you making content about? Why are you making that content? How are you going to sort of plan for the YouTube algorithm and plan for what people are searching for and what do you think people might want to watch in a couple months or whatever. So the actual like YouTube plan, and then get really good at analysing your analytics. What are people watching on your channel? What bits do they like? And when do they drop off your videos? Because you can look at all of those things on YouTube. So you need to get good at several different things, and that has become really clear for me. That is how you achieve success in your given thing. It's not a one skill game to be successful. You don't have to be the very, very best to be successful, whatever success might mean to you, but you just have to be good at lots of different things, and you can practice all of those different things. But how do you get good at those things? That's what we're going to talk about in this final point. The eighth wonder of the world. Albert Einstein calls compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. And this is where your returns compound on each other. So what that means, if we look at this graph, the curve looks something like this. You start with £100 and you get 10% on that £100, that goes to you £110. And if you then get 10% on that, you then end up with £121, and 10% on that, £133. So your returns compound on each other. So this is really important because your habits compound in the same way. If you don't brush your teeth one night, they will be fine the next day. If you don't brush your teeth every night for 5 years, they will slowly rot over time. If you go to the gym once, the next day you might not really be any fitter or feel any different, but if you go to the gym every day for 5 years, in 5 years' time, you will be incredibly fit and incredibly good shape. Your habits compound. Stephen attributes a lot of his success to this, and he talks about how greatness isn't just one big decision, greatness is just good repeatedly. And you can see this in a lot of places, especially on YouTube, where people upload videos and get a very low return for quite a long time, but then slowly people find their videos and they generate an audience, and then they get a sort of compounding return on their views and their subscribers and things like that, because things take time. And we really don't appreciate this enough in our society. So if you want to start a habit or build some kind of new project, you have to appreciate that it will have low returns at the start, but the effects of compounding in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, you will over time really get the returns that you want to see. Albert Einstein calls this the eighth wonder of the world. It is like, it's super important. Just get it in your head, the effects of compound interest, not just with money, but with your habits. And definitely the book you need to read is Atomic Habits. The main principle is just like tiny changes, remarkable results. That's kind of all you need to know. But if you read the book, it sort of etches it into your brain that habits are really important. So definitely recommend reading the book. If you enjoy this kind of thing, you might enjoy this video here, which is where I go through my most important weekly habit called the Sunday Night Review, where I go through the past week and think about the next week ahead. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.